no time to lose because the top 4 has already started, so this is the situation. So Aegon is going to play against Gabryel, and we have Hanno and Dennis on the other side of the draw. They have already started, so let's join that game and see what's been going on. Yeah, quite far along, even though the boards are pretty big, so the crossing rush from Dennis has already gained quite a bit of power. Winter Festival hit, presumably, because there are no summers here, and had some spikes as well. So this one is a little bit tougher here for Hanno because there is a lot of power gain on the counter-attack. So when he commits his characters to get the crossing challenge through, he leaves himself open for the counter-attack and the 3 challenges with crossing. Here is the character I was talking about, so Septon Merriwald. He can stand most of the board here, including the Silent Sisters, who not as strong as they were in the previous game, but yeah, still well worth trading this guy for 3 characters with strength 4 or something like that. At this point it would be Silent Sisters and Poor Fellows, or the Holy 100, of course. No insight on the board, but then this time we're not expecting resets, of course, from Dennis. Again, the best we can expect probably is to Harris. Getting rid of the Northern Armory. Pretty nice. There are some nice targets still with the 3-coster. Most of the really annoying locations that you would like to blank or nil, you need the big army, or at least, well, there aren't any mid-sized bodies really with this assault at the moment, but something like 5 would be enough, 5 cost. The 8 cost armies can of course all do it, all that were released in the latest pack. But still some targets for this guy. And this is the problem here for Hanno. He needs to get his own crossing trigger without committing absolutely everything, because he can't afford to just give a bunch of unopposed away. What do you do here? Hanno struggling for cards. He's not that close to winning, so Dennis gives Poor Fellows power instead. And the 2-claim power at least slows Dennis down a little bit. But he should be getting his own crossing trigger, which would then equalize the game. Two characters with stealth on the board as well. And some intimidate, so yeah. Dennis will more than equalize here. He will go ahead with the unopposed. Yeah, so interesting semi-final lineup here. Star Crossing, one of the strong decks, and one Tyrell Lion, was it? And then the other two. More interesting, we have Baratheon Crossing and Baratheon Brotherhood. So pretty strong performances from Baratheon in the recent Nationals. Martel, who was the most represented in this tournament with I think 10 entries from the 38 players, missing out. And now is there something here to go from 13 to 15? If it's heads on spikes, it could be game over immediately. Or anything that wins initiative, you win or you die. For Dennis, I think would do it. And Hanno not really known for including any comeback plots that equalize the board. So I don't think we'll see surprise Morgulis or anything like that here. Yeah. Okay, Palace of Sorrows makes it about quantity rather than quality. Guessing this is not enough here for Hanno. Then he's taking his time, which is fair enough. He's playing with perfect information here. Hanno doesn't have a hand anymore. So just needs to calculate basically that he has enough power icons here to push the last challenge through. Hanno doesn't have any huge renown to be gained on defense, so no real risk to doing the non-crossing challenges first. But then, of course, it's the Palace of Sorrow, so even the first challenge would be enough to claim. Okay, so can you get from 9 to 15 before the counter? That's Hanno's only hope. He cannot pass because Dennis has enough icons with stealth. And these three, even if they do win, they can well, slightly tricky. So if you give them power, that gets Hanno to 12. So then let's see, that leaves, yeah, and Septon as well. So no, he has to give them cards. So that's an outside chance now for, I was going to say for Renly, but no, the faction card is already nailed, so no more Renly this turn. Wonder what nailed the faction card earlier. Using Renly in the marching phase with still a King's Road standing. So whatever this is now is not going to be put into play, unfortunately. Okay, so with that stand, he has plenty of icons here to get the crossing trigger, but that's 11. And Robertson now, yeah. Actually, did not predict that one too well at all here. C9. Crossing with 10, power is 11, then he has renown, it's 12, the trigger is 13, Renly is 14. I was a little bit too quick to write Hanno off here, but yeah, just about misses out here. Seven initiative. So that maiden beating, you win or you die. Nice. Well, Dennis has to give poor fellows the card, so maybe there's still superior claim. Can he defend against that? So he needs 12. Yeah, seems like he has enough icons anyway. Although still two standing here for Hanno somehow. And that's enough to stop superior claim. So now just don't do anything silly. Greyjohn has traitor, so no power icon for him. It will have to be Alicent in the third challenge. think this discussion is already pretty much a concession here for Hanno. Yeah, so I was thinking he was too far away from victory, and Danis basically would just be going for the 2-claim win, and Hanno had no way of defending it, but didn't consider that he had so much power gain of his own by going first. He came within 1 power of victory here. Pretty impressive. And yeah, now has 6 cards in hand, so he can even count himself a little bit unlucky that he didn't draw just a little bit more, although still there was another power icon here to potentially defend against superior claim. But yeah, Davos, as you can see, Hanno mentioning Davos giving power to Robert enables you to trigger Robert another time, and that is enough to win. Well, would be 16 in this case, so plenty. I don't think there is anything Baratheon can draw to save this one. Yeah, but not using King's Road and having Renly on the board. I wonder what these 6 cards are anyway. Okay, so close one, and Danis makes the final of the Norwegian Nationals. And we'll have a look at the other game in a second. So this one between Agion from China with Baratheon Brotherhood and Gabryel from France with Tyrell Lion. We saw briefly in the previous round Agion beating Tyrell Lion pretty convincingly, but this time up against it here, running out of cards, while Gabryel has plenty of resources here. Just the 2 Red God's Blessing, so no Voltron at the moment on the board. Yeah, my personal preference, of course, is for a Baratheon matchup in the final. Would be 2 very interesting decks, but it's going to be tough. Tyrell Lion is extremely strong at the moment, and dominating this one at the moment as well. So it might yet be Tyrell against Stark, as was, I guess, to be expected before the start of the tournament, when the 3 strongest decks were considered to be Tyrell Lion, Stark Crossing, or Starkfield, I guess, and Martell Wars. So definitely the first game was close to giving us a nice surprise in the semi-finals. Let's see if the second one can be close as well. But it does need a little bit of fortunate top decking here now, I think, for Agion. There is no magical draw in Baratheon, no secret schemes that you can just play and get a bunch of cards. Well, there is set downer deeds, which can gain 6 pretty quickly, but you do need to have some power on one of your cards, possibly your faction card, to get that, and I wonder if Agion is playing that. I'm guessing probably not. He's playing the type of deck that is not likely to want to give any power away. So going first here on barring the gates turn gives him some chance of getting Intimidate. Somebody decided there's one character, and then a lamb can gain Intimidate maybe, but unfortunately he cannot participate in multiple challenges at the moment. Now, is anything important already dead? No. One of these in the discard pile. It is terminal, so if you can remove the character, of course, the attachment is lost. The Iron Bank will have its due is a pretty good call. It's not easy to gain any gold in the challenges phase without it. Scheming Septon is not in play, so, and there is no gold left for the bounty, which two of them have already been played, so we are unlikely to see it anyway. So Agion should have some safety here, this round at least. But what does he do on his challenge here? Problem is there is a non-kneeler as well, so that would be one to intimidate, I suppose. Sir Mark intimidated instead, even though his reaction cannot trigger this round. And leaving the rest for defense. But now this guy can successfully attack into challenges. Well, successfully attack military, and then if the reducer is taken, Melisandre and Red Priest can defend intrigue, sacrificing unopposed power in the process. So whatever Agion does, he's up against it a little bit. And this tells us that there is something worth protecting here. Yeah, this is a good card, the Iron Throne. Good players can make a pretty good call and stop a lot of annoying stuff from happening. I wonder if there was the Iron Bank will have its due this round. But still, even with blocking that, some damage was done here. High costers on the board, so the Harris does do some damage here, but Loses the red priest, unfortunately. This was removed by the red priest, so wouldn't want that back. Or alternatively, lamb can be lost here for the Harris, but then you have no neutral character for the agenda. Yeah, not going for that just yet. So no locations to nil, just to claim. Yeah, but again having to go second here. And Sir Jaime giving some renown around. Okay, this is a useful character that can do multiple challenges. Nice, I'm having to go second, actually going first here. So, chance to intimidate something, at least. And now what do we call? The arm back again, or do we go for Boros? Yeah. It's well worth blocking Boros because he brings another character with him, so if nothing can come in this phase, a successful military challenge would kill off two guys and get an intimidate, which is yeah, not bad. But let's first see what the keyword here is. I'm guessing it will be intimidate on Angui. Yep. "19 strength military, 14, possibly 16. So it's either defending fully or getting intimidated. Both options do a similar job for Aegon, so this is decent enough as long as nothing else can come into play this round. I think the power icon is going first. Fortunately, Angu is not quite strong enough to intimidate anything else, so he will need Melisandre. But it is 2 claims, so we might see Gabryel defending anyway. That's what Agion is thinking anyway. Yeah. Oh. Surely not. Yeah. That's just nasty. I wonder if that was set up. I don't think it was. I think it was a top deck. That's a tough one. So not even the 2 claim power now. And now the red priest, surely. Which brings the draw location back as well. And there was another icon anyway in hand, so 13. And now whatever the reset is, we'll see it because there is nothing left to lose. Yeah, so Gabryel has to make the calculation here if he is close enough to victory to keep the renown, guys. For sure he would be still in command of the game if he chose the Green Apple Knight and yeah, Sir Jaime. So not bothered about this. He's not trying to win right this second, so doing well enough. And with the Palace of Sorrows, of course, if there is another House Lord and Knight, it will do plenty of damage. So one is now on the bottom, and the others haven't been seen yet. There we go. Five gold and no nil. Okay. I think that's just about enough to survive the round. Zero gold this time, so maybe call that Iron Bank will have its due again. And that's what he does. And insight, yeah. Desperately needs some more cards for the future rounds, if the game lasts that long. So Jamie gives every knight character renown when they're attacking alone, so all of these are not benign challenges. They need to be successfully defended to avoid this, and yeah, they cannot be, as you can see. And even insight won't go through now, because lamb is used on defense. No cheating anything into play this time, so Shirin should be getting something back. A tough game for Agon. We saw in the previous round that he can play in this matchup pretty well if he gets the cards, but immediately when we joined the game he was under pressure here. And now if tourney for the king is available, and it is. Okay, so that's interesting. 2 claimer, but losing initiative, so no, I'm thinking it's over here. Unless he's playing something weird like in the name of your king to stop the challenge. Although he would do it on the intrigue challenge anyway, may as well. Okay, so it's Germany against France in the final. Gabryel joining Dennis. And it's the matchup no one wanted to see. Tyrell Lion against Stark Crossing, but for sure it should be interesting and competitive. So, a nice game. Fortunately, a little bit too one-sided. But at least the first one between Hanno and Dennis was quite exciting. Okay, so that's it for the semi-finals, and we'll see the final in a moment.